Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Championship Sunday in the semifinals of the Curling Stadium Martensville International Spiel here in Martensville. I'm Jim Nixon. I'll be joined on the mic with Jason Chain, along with Matthew and Kaylee handling our production and our cameras. And I just mentioned semifinal action, Jason, but these guys got here very different ways.
Well, absolutely. These two teams came out of different pools. Mike McEwen out of Pool A, he had a 4-0 record. He's the number 1 seed heading into the semifinals. He had victories against Jordan McDonald, Dylan Dirksen, Caden Hebert, and Sean Meacham. Kevin Tuma, he was number 2 in Pool B, lost to Brad Guju last night. That sent him in the 4-5 game, basically a quarterfinal game where the winner qualified as the 4th team into the semifinal. He had an extra end win against Ryland Kleider earlier this morning. That gets him this date with Mike McEwen.
Yeah, it's an interesting Montreal. Only 10 teams, 5 teams make the playoffs, so the format's a little bit different than what you might be used to seeing. But at the end of the day, we are here and we're in the semis, and it's could be a very good game. McEwen's team playing very well. Tuma struggled yesterday in the game that we had him on, but they certainly are aggressive and they will go after it. So I expect lots of rocks in play here as we move into this one. McEwen has hammer here in the first end by virtue of that undefeated record.
Yeah, quite impressed with their last stone thrower, Sam Strauss, on Team Tuma. He made a lot of good shots, actually, just to keep their team in the game against Team Guju. Team Guju played very, very well. He's, of course, in the other semifinal playing against Jordan McDonald. Youth against experience here.
Yeah, for sure. It's, Mike McEwen's been around a long time. Had some pretty serious successes along the way and had a couple of years where things didn't go quite his way. And who knows what will happen after this year's over.
Yeah, I'm also curious about this McEwen team, what they're going to do after this year is up, this quadrennial. Obviously, we see lots of shakeups every 4 years. Nowadays, we see shakeups in between those quadrennials, too.
Yeah, that's right. When it first started, I thought you're locked in for 4 years, and really, there's been a number of teams that made changes at the kind of the halfway point, and still had it work out for them. So it's all about making it to the trials.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for the Canadian teams especially, they've got to gear up for the trials. You're not guaranteed a spot into the playoffs. You're not selected by the federation, so it really only takes one domino to fall in one team, one high caliber team before all the dominoes seems to start falling.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin Marsh with a nice come around here. Marsh brothers on the front end of this McEwen team. Daniel throws lead, Kevin throws second.
Yeah, and this is the second for Team Tuma. That's Colston Thurston. They've been playing together as a 5-person team. Colston had been mostly the alternate, but now in the lineup for this tournament as the second.
Looking to open up a little bit here. We'd kind of hope to maybe pick off the corner at least on the way by, but no such luck. See if McEwen decides to use that corner.
You can also just split the rings right now.
Yeah. Looks like that's she's chosen that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, if they use the corner, they might be grouping the stones a little bit, so deciding to go to the wide side here.
Marsh with his second here in the first end. Early action in this one. Try to even these up as best you can. He's going to go back, but that's better than being short. Double possibilities here. See Tuma. Tuma does call the game and throw third stones on this team. Strauss holding the broom for Tuma. You think he's going after this double?
The way they were motioning, it does look like they're going after this double.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Got to be a little careful. If you're going to go after you kind of want to make it. Not that you don't want to make them all the time, but if you don't make it and McEwen comes around that corner, you're flirting with a 3 here early in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. The angle is quite natural. There is a little distance between the stones, but I wouldn't be concerned about that. I think he's can throw the weight to make it, and there is fairly natural, that angle.
Yeah, absolutely perfect throw and perfect result. Gonna have another look at it. See what Jason's talking about. Turned through it really well. It's nice when you call in these when you don't really have to hardly call anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, okay, I can't mess that up.
Yeah, and that was a half rock double, so fairly natural. Yeah. You still have to be careful here for Team Tuma. The corner guard is still there, right? So if you ever hit and rolled out, Mike McEwen still has a chance to use that corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to stick around here.
Yep.
Very important.
We're going with the out turn. Outside in usually runs straighter than inside out, although not quite as true these days, but still, generally speaking, I think that's a fair assessment of most ice conditions. It's going to run a little straighter going outside in.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Throwing pretty gentle weight on this one. Strauss trying to make it move a little bit.
Yeah, good throw.
Strauss, yeah. Good throw, yep.
Yeah, when you want to stick around, if you can bring that weight down, bring your sweepers into it, that just helps you make those hidden sticks.
Cold flash now. Try the same thing. They really won't go after a big roll here because it just might end up with a force against them. I think they're just going to try to keep it out there on the wings.
Yeah, I agree with you. This one will just hang around, I think. It just does.
Yeah. Well, I did say he wanted to be out in the wings. It just didn't mean necessarily the tips of the wings, but it's a good result. Good throw.
Yeah, it ends up really good now because Sam Strauss, they will have to roll this in.
Yeah, a little bit at least, yep.
Yeah, right on the nose should be not in the ring, so you don't need to roll it in a bit.
Playing right on the center of the rock for ice, so he's definitely planning to get a little roll in. Had a little more ice for that than that for Tuma. Yeah, for a very simple shot, there's much more to it than it looks. Like you say, if you roll out, you're giving McEwen the chance to go behind the corner, maybe set up a deuce. If you hit a little bit, if you just down the weight a little bit, you might go right by the thing or hit and roll out and do the same thing. So it's a little more precise shot than you think it might be.
Oh, absolutely.
Samuel Strauss now. As we said, throwing the fourth rock for Team Tuma. Trying to make it curl a little bit.
Yeah, it's Connor Kaufman. I don't know if it's coming back enough here. On the nose, gets a little roll. Just on.
Gotta tell you, they're not using much of the circle for these last couple shots, but
Yeah, it is just on. Well, at the same time, same thing here for Mike McEwen. He also needs to roll this on, because if he rolls this off, Tuma's gonna go around, or Sam's gonna go around that corner guard, and you might end up being forced.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe even a steal. I would imagine Mike might even try to play the run back blank, and then you never know. Might get the force if they don't roll out. Might get the blank if they miss the run back. So.
Yep. So definitely needs to roll. He's got lots of room to work with. He doesn't want to roll all the way across, but he can roll a couple feet without 2, 3, 4 feet without it probably hurting him. A little tiny bit firmer weight, but about the same. I think he's going to be fine, and he will. Roll to the center. Might have
no problem rolling in.
Yeah.
But now I think you're going to try to play this hidden roll behind the corner.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. There's not really anything to lose by doing that at this point. Just a little bit of conversation about how to make that happen, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah, probably just discussing the weight there.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that they didn't do a draw to the button for hammer here, so teams did have the opportunity to kind of play around across the sheet and see what the ice might do in more spots than just that one draw path. Samuel Strauss now. Final rock here in the first end. Sweeping all the way.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting the roll around the corner. They're rolling away now. The other side, yeah, trying to hold the line.
Yeah, pretty sure almost right out of his hand, I think, Jason. When they jumped it early, you're kind of thinking, oh, he's probably not going to make that roll. You're not maybe going to go quite that hard early if you're in the neighborhood of making it. So it was kind of looking like no better than a nose hit right off the bat. But McEwen now have a chance to blank the first end.
Yeah, very routine first end, and they'll like this blank. They'll take hammer into the even ends in a tied game, so always a good situation.
Just a bit of a clean for Colton Flash. And no problem. Blank end for Mike McEwen here in end number 1. We'll be tied at 0 when we come back for end number 2, right after this.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
So back in Martensville for end number 2 here at the Curling Stadium Martensville International Spiel. Kevin Tuma and Mike McEwen on the ice. Tuma out of Chaska, Minnesota. And Mike out of right here in Saskatchewan.
Well, let's see if we can get a little bit more action in this end. Center guard did go up in the first end, but it ended up getting peeled off, and we ended up with a blank end. Fairly routine blank end. Both teams pretty content at it.
Going in right away here for Team Tuma.
Yeah, also much better center guard for Connor Kaufman. The last one was not actually on the center line. This time they're on the center line, splitting that center, so good adjustment.
Yeah, 2 good shots there for Connor. A nice guard and a perfect come around. So McEwen looking to come around the corner. It was funny last year. This is a setup we seem to see every time somebody had hammer. It was just like that box kind of look was just so common. This year it wasn't quite as prevalent. There just seemed to be more teams doing things a little bit different for some reason. So Daniel Marsh's second shot here. Looking to come around the corner, and this one looks like it's going to be pretty good as well.
Yeah, line looks great.
Nicely done. Lots of curl to the corners. We saw that last night as well. It was very easy to come around that rock and end up wide open on the other side. So very nicely done. Coleman Thurston now. Look just a tiny little bit tight when you let it go, but we'll see.
I think they're just sweeping for weight right now.
Yeah. Very good shot, well swept.
Yeah, they've got the double centers. I'm imagining that Mike's not going to like this, so he's going to try to make the double peel, maybe roll to a corner guard.
I decide maybe to play straight peel or double peel or something a little softer and just roll to the corner. You can roll to the corner throwing it hard as well, so.
Yeah, it's almost what do you want more. If you want the corner guard, you maybe want to throw a hair softer to keep the corner around. If you want to make sure you get the double peel, then you throw a little harder, right? So
he's going to get, well, pretty good.
yeah, a hair thin on the top one. That's why I caught the second one a hair thin and the shooter rolled out. If you caught that just a bit thicker, you would have had that corner guard stick around. But now he's kind of got double corners anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and really, Tuma can't use that red one much. It's not on the rings, I don't think. It's hard to tell on that shot, but it's even if it was, it's not going to be one that he can really do anything with. So up goes the center guard. They make a lot of really good center guards in a row here to be able to prevent the McEwen have a shot at 2.
Yeah, absolutely. That Yellowstone second shot from McEwen's is pretty locked in there right now.
Nicely done. It's almost long enough he might make an effort to go after this.
Yeah, you can chase it.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking about it. He's wondering, is this the one you go for right now? Yeah, and they are.
Let me go in turn at this. I was thinking out turn when I was thinking about it, but
I was also thinking out turn or just rolling it away. set up the 2 that way. If you go intern, you can get behind the corner and maybe you can set up 3 points. But if you don't quite get there, the other team can maybe make a hit and roll behind that corner themselves and basically neutralize the other yellow stone that's already there. So
Yeah. Kevin Marsh doing a lot of signaling there, but not quite sure what it was all about. At the end of the day, I think they're going to play what they've been talking about for a couple minutes now.
I think the other thing with playing this chase shot is you might end up rolling behind the T line as well. So do you want to be rolling behind the T line behind the guard where you can then have the opponents freeze on top and basically take away your whole end?
Are they going to get early by? And they will sneak it by.
There's the hit. Well, they didn't even get enough of a roll.
Well, they actually hit too much of it to make the roll, but if they hit much less, you might not have got it out. It was a little bit gentle. Yeah.
Yes. Do you roll it behind the corner here or roll around the center? I almost like rolling it around the corner and taking that corner away first.
Me too. I think I'm going behind the corner as well.
Because you just saw Mike McEwen on an almost fully buried stone try to make the hit and roll around the corner. So if you go hit and roll behind the center again, Mike's going to do that same, even if you make it perfect, right? Mike's going to do the same thing on you again. Yeah, so they're saying you can overroll it a bit, but then you're just giving them a free deuce.
Well, they were at one point taking a look at, Tuma was taking a look a little bit at the corner yellow onto the red and possibly make a double, but a great shot, but man.
Yeah, I mean, it's there, but if you ever hit a bit on the high side, you may only get one of those yellows out and the other yellow one spills in. The guard will spill in, so...
Yeah, I don't see it being a necessary shot right at this point in time. You have a pretty good opportunity to make the roll here.
Oh, absolutely. I'd even prefer that roll towards the center that I didn't really like better than running the guard in.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So that's what they've decided. They are going to play the hit on this one. I'm not sure. I think they're still going to want to roll to the corner, but I'm not positive on that. But I guess we'll know in a minute. You can sometimes tell by which sweeper goes where here. I think they are looking at the corner here, maybe. But you got to hit it good.
Yeah, now they're carving it. So now I'm not sure they're going around the corner. I think they're trying to carve it towards the center, maybe.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
they kind of. Yeah. Do you think? I'm not sure. It was sort of it wasn't a real hard effort at making anything happen there, to be honest to me. I thought they'd go a little harder if they wanted to get it to the center. At first, I thought they were just making sure they stayed off that those outside rocks. But anyway.
Yeah, I think you and I were aligned. Going around the corner was probably the best call there. But now Mike's got an open hit. He's got a chance to either spread them out by rolling away or rolling it under the corner. They might roll this one actually open. Easier to not group them if you just
definitely
roll open.
Roll a little bit at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Just roll it all the way across. Yeah. There you go. Good shot.
It's a good shot. Still a chance for Tuma to make a bit of a roll, but he also, to make it, he has to flirt with jamming it on the back one a little bit.
Yeah, that jam's definitely possible if you try to roll towards the middle, or the center at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost looks like you need to play a little bit extra weight at this to avoid the jam.
Yeah, I agree. So Kevin Tuma with his final rock here in the second in. Turn, hit, and roll. Working hard to hold this one straight.
Yeah, they can't get too much on the inside. It's flirting on jamming here. Well, they get it over the top. But if you get over the top, you're rolling out. So
exactly, yeah. So not the best result for Tuma there. McEwen now with a chance to put a little more heat on. This will be an interesting call even. You could freeze that back one and say, okay, if you got the nerve to go around the center, and if you do, can you get it to where I can't get it out? Or you just let him go ahead and hit back there as well and have a pretty easy 2. Playing the hit here.
Yeah, they're playing hit, which is a bit curious.
Yeah, I think that as well.
There's so little room to roll that if you ever rolled a bit, you're rolling out, so...
He's got it right on the nose. Good throw by Colton Flash. I don't think Tuma's got any option other than hitting that. I mean, he has options, but I don't know if they...
Yeah, I don't know if there's any good ones. I mean, they looked again at the running the corner into that double. That's even harder double to make.
Yeah.
I think you hope for a miss. If you don't, you take your medicine and give up 2 here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to see the writing on the wall and say, okay, you guys got your 2, fair and square. Let's go to the next end. And you still never know. I mean, you make the nose hit here. If you can be shot stone, I don't know if you can be shot stone with the nose hit. That's the thing. If you are shot stone, then Mike will be forced to hit it, and maybe you'll get a mistake and it rolls out. But
yeah, I think if you hit it right on the nose, Jason, you will be shot. But if you roll it all to the outside, you probably won't be.
I'm actually more curious what happens if this isn't shot. What Mike decides to do, whether he'll try to go for the 3.
Yeah.
So they'll hit, roll a little bit inside. That should be shot stone, as you said, Jim. Good eyes.
Mike's pretty deliberate in the hack. I mean, most guys are, but he's pretty deliberate when he gets down, and always takes a couple seconds more than maybe what some people would take to get ready to throw. But
yeah, no time clocks here, so nothing to worry about from the time perspective.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you throw a good rock here. Stick around. And Marsh working it hard here.
He is working really hard to get it to curl.
I don't know if it's going to curl enough.
He's not going to.
Well, there's the mistake. Now, though, can you still prevent the 2? That yellow's still locked in pretty good.
Yeah.
So where do you go?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem right now. It's like, does that really change much? Well, maybe not. I don't know if he could ever go out turn around there and round the corners rather than around the center.
The question is whether you can get around with that middle-ish center guard and then that redstone that's just nibbling, maybe nibbling the top of the 12. It might be really tight. I mean, if you're going to go around the center, I think you want to try to leave this as high as you can, like in the top 8 foot. I think we're motioning for biting the 4, but I think if you just bite the 8, that makes it the most difficult for Mike.
I agree, 100%. I think that it's, the further you go, the worse it is in terms of the possibility of giving up 2 for sure.
Yeah, we saw.
They're still indicating they like to be 4 foot, but.
Yeah, you saw the McEwen team basically chased one, right, earlier this end when it was basically perfectly buried and had no problem. Didn't even get enough of a roll behind the corner was what McEwen's doing, right? They got so onto the face of it. So I'd be going just bite the 8 if you could.
Yeah, if they hadn't seen that, I would make sense to be trying to go top button, top 4. But like you said, if we've already seen that happen, it's a long way out there.
Yeah, and a bit heavy.
And quite heavy.
Okay, well, force Mike to make a shot.
It does. It's not a great shot, but it does make McEwen do something. Do a little work at least to get us 2 here. Came up pretty good for that amount of weight, to be honest. I thought he was going to be even further out than that, but it's Mike McEwen with an opportunity for 2 here in the second end. The semifinal match here at the Curling Stadium, Martensville International. Looks like it should be pretty good. Sweepers aren't doing too much. We did see them carve the last one in here pretty good, but that's a little heavier. I don't know if he's going to get to it enough to stay. And
Looks
just
like...
at the last minute, yep.
Yeah, and nice, a little bit softer weight that time. So good shot, Mike McEwen.
Yep, McEwen will pick up a 2 here in end number 2, and we'll lead 2-0 when we come back after the break.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
I know, but if you're...
Finish that later. Start at end number 3 here. McEwen, after getting a deuce in the second end, leads 2-0. Tuma has hammer here as we go to the third.
Yeah, well constructed too, but there by Mike McEwen. They made a nice shot early in the game to chase the rock around the center guard, then kept that away from their other stone, and Team Tuma, they never had a chance to make a double. Even if they could have drawn around perfectly there, Mike probably still had a chance for 2. In the end, Mike, pretty simple shot for 2 points.
Yep. Daniel Marsh come around that center. Colton helping a little bit. Nice throw. Nice spot. Now Tuma going around the corner. Same setup we had the last end, but just the teams are reversed.
Good looking draw here.
Yep. Very nicely done. Play a little chip and roll here. He has got a lot of room to chip it to, though.
Yeah, free guard zone. You can chip it out, but this shot is being called more and more often, I think. You're just touching that corner guard. and rolling this.
Yeah, really looking to just get an inch or two of it most.
Looks close. Too much or perfect? Perfect.
Yeah, it worked out very nice. Usually that outer part of the sheet is a little bit heavier. Usually hasn't got any traffic out there and all that, so you will get a little help from the little bit of light frost or whatever's out there. But that was a heck of a shot. Tuma now looking to play sort of a similar shot the other way, where he will chip the yellow and roll in front of his. I think that's what he's playing, and roll in front of his red in the house.
Yeah, a little bit easier because they don't have to worry about not knocking the yellow out. They can completely remove the yellow stone now.
Yeah, exactly. Thurston plays this, gets a roll, not quite, just a little too thick. Hit a little bit thinner, you would have had both those shots made.
Yeah, unfortunately they jammed it right behind the guard, and now Mike can make a hit and roll it low behind both those yellow stones onto the top of the 4, I think.
Yeah. Kevin Marsh. Gonna make that roll. Ooh, he didn't get the right rock.
No, that was a big miss.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't see it because we couldn't see it coming down the sheet in relation to where the rock was. I didn't expect that until it happened. So what are you going to do here, Jason? What's your next shot if you're Tuma now?
Good question. You could draw around everything. Yeah. The other option is you can make the double on the yellows as well. Just run the yellows and sit 2 reds, and you got 2 in the rings already.
Yeah, tough
corner freeze on the yellow too as well.
Looks like he's going to go after the top one, and I would think he'd be going after this to make the double, but he might not be. I don't know why you wouldn't be.
Yeah, I think you try to make the double and maybe roll it to the right if you can, just on the high side. If you can just hit it there, you might get the corner as well to protect your own other stone.
Yeah, I think you would. I think you're right. Ooh, it's got to come up a bunch, so I think it will not. Very, very close to being very, very good, but as it turns out, it will give McEwen a chance to half escape this end, really.
Yeah, trying to make this same shot again, the same roll. And you think, why are they grouping their own yellows? Well, I think they have to group their yellows now because you want the other team to play the yellow double, and then the reds should be grouped together.
Yeah. Marsh trying to break it. That's it, close. Yeah, you want to go that way just because the other way, even though the other way might be a little easier to make the double, neither one of them is real easy. It's pretty flat, but they're fairly close together. So if you go the other way and you never made it, you're just going to leave your 2 reds, as you mentioned, right beside each other pretty well.
Yeah,
so
I don't really think you have to rush here to make the double now. You still got 4 rocks right now left.
Yeah.
You just roll it over first.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't ever want to roll this under or just hit nose. That's then an automatic double, and this end, which has some potential, has gone away. So
yeah, it looks to be a fairly difficult double as well. So
exactly, it's because of the difficulty of the double. I don't think you need to make it right now.
Nope. It's Kevin Tuma out.
It's going to be too thin, I think, yeah.
Oh, really thin.
And then even get it out.
No, fortunate to leave it in a place where he might be able to go after it if Mike chooses not to hit the red one, but he probably will hit the red one, yeah.
Yeah, no real advantage for Mike to throw a third one in, I think. I think it'd just be usable by the other team, so I think hitting this out, just peeling it out.
Yeah.
Those two yellow stones are spread out apart pretty wide, so the double's pretty tough there.
And sure, Mike very deliberate in the hack, and Colton kind of just about the opposite. He's pretty much ready to go as soon as Mike puts the broom down. He'll pick that one out.
Yeah, when you're playing the Briar or anything that has a time clock, just that front end and your third, if they can be quick in the hack, that will give the skip just that little extra time to settle down. He, of course, has to come down from the other end of the ice to throw, so he has to take a little bit more time to prepare. As well, it gives you some more time to discuss the shot, right? So
yeah,
those few seconds add up. Especially if it's the leader, the second taking extra time in the hack.
Yeah. Playing the double with this one.
Close. Just catches the back of it, but not out. It pushes it around the corner guard. It is open on the other side, but it's definitely in. So, yeah, Mike's going to now split the rings here.
Yeah, you probably only need another centimeter or so of curl to make that shot perfect, but good effort. But is probably going to lead to a force. Only 2 rocks to come per team here. Shot here, Jason. Just make sure you're far enough away he could never make the hit and roll for shot. And you know, as far as keeping these rocks spread apart, just going to tighten it up a little bit. Not surprised.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. You don't want to leave that hit and roll behind the red. You also want to stay in the 8-foot here, because if you're into the 12 and you can just draw for shot rock around that wide quarter, they will take it because they're forced now. So there's no blank on anymore.
No.
So they want to keep this in the 8-foot, but as wide as they can get it so that there's no hit and roll. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Team Tuma does, because depending on how deep this rock gets, you know, you could still try to force your way to a 2 by making a corner freeze.
Yeah.
Then the other team might blast, and you still might get a blank out of it. So you could still generate it if you really wanted to. And in this kind of setup, maybe you want to try, because you're going to be forced anyways here.
Yep.
There's nothing in the middle, so you can always draw for your 1, right?
Yep.
You can even try drawing around it, right to the back of the 8 and be shot rock. Force a run back.
Yep.
Like, this hit and roll is very long. The odds of making this, I think, are very low. You'd have a much better chance of generating 2 by just drawing around this rock to the back of the 8, forcing Mike to either freeze on top of it or play the short run. He'll probably play the short run. If he doesn't stick it or everything rolls out, you have the blank on again. If he misses it, you've got to draw for 2. So,
yeah, to me, if you're going to play this shot, I don't even know if it's worth trying to roll all the way over there, to be honest, because it's going to be just about impossible to put it anywhere other than wide open. But we'll see if Samuel can make a liar out of me on this one.
Well, he showed us last game we called. He made a lot of good shots, which were really tough.
Yeah,
and this is looking close as well.
Really did. That is a great shot. Gettable, but great shot.
Yeah. Really good shot.
Yeah.
They should have swept it a hair more.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? You're right.
With the amount of curl here, this shouldn't be no problem. He can see at least half, and that, as we were talking about, it curls quite aggressively towards the wings. So, real great throw, but I guess
Right
that
on
just proves our point, Jim, right? How hard that was. That was so good and it was still not that good in the end.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and you're right about the sweepers too. I think that it just looked so good that they just kind of I shouldn't say that exactly that way, but it's almost like they fell asleep on it a little bit because, if they could have went another half a rock or 3/4 of a rock and still been shot, this shot would have been a fair bit harder. But anyway, heck of a shot either way, and Mike's got to make a pretty good one here to dig it out. Looks like it's curling pretty early.
They're not sweeping too hard though, so I think they're okay.
Yeah.
They'd like to roll this away back towards the center because they want to prevent the slash double. Yeah, and they'll do that. So now you've got your forced here.
Yeah, that went so easy. It probably wouldn't have been a problem even if it had to roll a little bit further, but it would have been a little tougher to the eye at least.
I think Sam wants to play the hit.
Yeah. Sam Strauss now with final rock here in the third end. Trying to make sure he gets his one. Sweeper's just a fairly heavy clean. A little more now, should be okay. And gets it right on the nose. So very nice shot. Strauss will pick up a single here in the third end, and McEwen will lead Team Tuma by a score of 2-1 when we come back for the fourth end.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
Alright, real talk for a second. If your snack situation hasn't changed in years, maybe it's time for an upgrade. The Chocolate Lab makes legit chocolate that's worth paying attention to. That's it. Back to whatever you were doing.
Trying to get it.
So we're back for N4. McEwen with hammer and a 2-1 lead here in the fourth. A pretty solid game so far. Not anything too spectacular for the most part, but pretty steady for both teams. So
yeah, I mean, McEwen's 2 was a fairly simple 2, but, they managed to keep their 2 Yellowstones away from each other, no double. In this case, with the Tuma team, there was some mistakes that allowed a chance for a 2 as well, but McEwen got out of it and got the force, so.
yeah, nice draw there by Connor Kaufman. The problem is it sets up pretty nicely for McEwen to just go yellow-red. It really needed to go probably another 2 feet and keep curling for it not to be accessible, but can't make that happen. Nisha guard will still be there. It's a good shot.
Yeah, nice throw there. Kind of board weight once again.
Yeah.
We talked about this last night. That board weight is your best friend. If you can ever throw it, you can control it so well. Especially if you've got Colton sweeping, right? Like he can just make that rock stay straight or get some curl out of it if you need it. So
Yeah. Coleman Thurston with his first. Looking to make a double here in the yellows. Or the hit and roll, I guess, is what he was more going for, but
yeah, either worked.
yeah.
I think Mike will go up and peel the guard, though.
Yeah.
He's thinking about it, though. He probably recognizes this is an even end.
Yeah.
I'd like to score now if you could.
Boys having a little chat about what to do here. There's probably a couple of options. Maybe Jason certainly could peel like they are going to do now, which we would have thought maybe in the first place was the obvious call. You might have been able to throw a second rock out into the wing somewhere, maybe to be sitting two, but they've chosen to peel, which seems like the logical thing to do here.
Yeah, they've peeled it and decided to leave the corner. So there's kind of your, two sides of the coin, right? They don't want the mess in the middle, and they don't mind necessarily blanking, but they still see this as an even end and want to set up the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuma being down by one. I mean, they'd love to generate a steal here if they can. They wouldn't mind a blank either themselves.
Thurston once again. Ooh. Just missed the sweep call, I think, on that. Jason, more than anything.
Yeah, he didn't seem to call it out of his hand.
No.
And he had pretty generous weight on it, so
yeah,
maybe he just got it going a little bit, not sure, but...
No, it just, like you said first, it didn't look like there was any anxiousness in getting going with the brush there, so...
Yeah, nice hit and roll here.
Yeah.
Spreads those rocks out. There's no doubles, so you hate using an opponent's corner, but you're right now forced to.
Yeah. They really need to try to find a way to get out of this without having a 2 scored against them. It's easier said than done usually, but...
Yeah, especially with a team of McEwen's caliber.
Exactly.
Those top teams, they can, they just need one half shot, and they'll make use of that corner guard on you. Or be able to split the rings and keep those rocks spread out and leave no double, so...
So Kevin Tuma now. Outturn, trying to make a little roll behind that guard. Should be close, judging by the sweeping patterns here.
Yeah, very close.
A little too far.
If it stays a shot, that's not bad, though.
His shot, yep. Very short little run back, but it is shot rock. Sort of stops Mike from really making a hard effort to use that corner.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think ideally he'll try to hit it slightly on the inside and get a bit of a roll into the corner if he can. And the angle does allow for it. The runner will stick around on the side.
Colt Flash with the tuck delivery.
This one looks pretty close, too.
Yeah. Pretty good. Just a
Fin double is there.
Yeah.
They also looked at playing the hidden roll off of the one that's a bit deeper. The one in the full 12 foot. But I don't love that. I think if you hit and roll there, you're leaving a fairly short run, and you might end up giving McEwen a chance to get both those yellows behind the corner. If you don't roll enough,
Yeah.
I kind of like the thin double here. Even though it's quite thin, the two rocks are pretty close together. I don't think there's a hole between those two rocks either, so I don't think you can miss it between them.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that playing the other one, they looked at maybe playing the far one roll and come off the back of the high one. But the problem is I'm not sure that would happen. And if you ever miss the back of it, then you're really in trouble. So lots of weight on this. Doing nothing. I'm not quite sure what that tells us right now.
As thin as you can.
Oh.
Well, maybe a bit too thin. I spoke too soon. I thought you couldn't really be too thin, but that one just need a little bit of curl sweep there.
Well, I was going to say the same thing. I know it's pretty high and hard on that, and it's hard to get a lot out of it, but definitely needed to try to get a little bit out of that, even if it was just from the outside the hog line in or something. You only needed half an inch or something to make it.
Yeah,
or less.
If that. It was one of those where it was almost like you couldn't hit it too thin, and so they thought, okay, we got a piece of it. This is going to be okay, but
yeah. True enough. Colt Flash trying to just split things up here.
They're trying to take it back here. They don't want to give them a hidden roll behind that corner. That's well played.
Yeah.
And this is what I say, against a good team. You just had a half miss, and now the two is on.
Yeah.
And with zero risk from Team McEwen, no real effort, no real chance to give up a steal.
Yeah, and a very difficult task to get out of it. Could hit the back one, hope Mike rolls out somehow, but you're going to be hoping a long time sometimes when you're playing that way. So it's either that or you're coming around both of those two yellows.
Yeah, either you gamble.
Yeah.
What would you do? Play the hit out the back?
I think I would, yeah. I know 4-1 is really tough, but I just don't.
Yeah, you can get two back in the next end. If this was two ends later, I would think a little bit longer about going around the corner.
Yeah.
Because then you've only got one hammer left. Now you still got two hammers left. You can generate a couple each time, get a force.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting. I wonder if Mike will try to go around the corner or not. I don't know. If you go around the corner, you might leave the slash double, and you might get forced in the end. So,
yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'd worry about that back one too much.
No.
Draw to it, I guess, but could do the same thing you did a couple ends ago. Basically, just split the house, put it on the edge of the 4-foot on the other side. Now I know Strauss almost made the perfect roll last time, though, so he might be remembering that too.
Yeah.
Not sure how risky the come around would be. I see your slash double possibility. I think you probably are going to roll out if you're going to make that slash double, so you might get away with it, but
Yeah, and it may jam too. So I'm not even sure the other team would play the slash level. They might just try to freeze on top of the one you're going to draw in if you played around the corner.
Yeah.
I think Mike's was looking at freezing to that redstone or drawing to the same spot Colton had, or just hitting it. I know Mike tends to defer to playing a hit if he can, so I feel like he's playing a nose hit here. He's always been a natural hitter, Mike.
Yeah. Story
It
of the
looks like the
Tuckers.
draw. Is that a draw, or is he taking the other turn for this hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other turn for the hit.
Yeah. Made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, if you can hit and stick like that every time.
So this might be interesting. They might decide to freeze to this rather than hit it. Whatever it is, they already know what they're going to do because they haven't talked about it. Yeah.
I think they're going to play the hit. I mean, I would have thought a conversation about freezing might be worth it, but maybe they already talked about it. They knew what shot Mike was playing. They knew the hidden stick was likely made, so they probably had a chat about it already, and that's what you should do to keep the game going as the third in the vice, right? You know what shot's being played. You should assume it's going to be made at this high level. You should already know whether you're going to play the hit or the draw.
Well, that makes it pretty easy. But to be honest, it wasn't going to be terribly difficult anyways, even if he hits and stays there, because it would be the same shot that Mike just threw exactly. So McEwen now with a draw for two and a 4-1 lead here in semifinal action in Martensville. Jim and Jason on the mics here, bringing you this one. You're watching on the Stadium Sports Network and Curling Stadium, Martensville International. Small Bondsville, only 10 teams, as we mentioned, but 10 pretty good ones.
Small Bondsville, but a huge crowd.
Yeah, continue. We were saying that yesterday. Continue to be great crowds here in Martensville.
I was wondering how big the crowds were going to be in the morning. And I was like, it depends on how good everybody's Valentine's Day was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no shortage of fans for the afternoon draw here.
So, guys, just cleaning this. Kind of a heavy clean. Yeah, looking to put it right on the pin. And perfect weight. So Mike McEwen will take a 4-1 lead to the break, the non-existent break. I don't think we have a break, but if we did, it would be now after 4 ends of play. McEwen leads 4-1 over Kevin Tuma.
Yes. Whoa. Oh, boy.
worthy of the effort. So anyway, we'll find out. So back for N5, McEwen with a pretty solid 4-1 lead here. Playing very well. Made a couple of twos and didn't have to do anything real spectacular to make either one.
Yeah,
just solid. Yeah, got to be solid.
Great for the stats for hammer conversion. Blanked the first, 2 in the second, got the force in 3, 2 in the fourth.
Yeah,
the stats.
Exactly. The infamous curler's math, as they say, is just exactly the way it's drawn up here.
Really did everything right. Got the hammers and the evens. Started with hammer.
Yeah.
If only he'd scored 3 or 4 in those ends. That's the only thing he could have done much better.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Team Tuma, they're going to have to put up some corner guards here, get some offense going. This one's got to stay in, though. All right. Stays in the guard zone. Very good. We saw Mike play that tick off the corner guard and roll into the middle last time. Wondering whether he's thinking about that again. Yeah, he is.
It's an interesting shot. If it gets to be too good and the curlers get too good at it, then they may end up seeing a no-tick zone everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the curlers. I mean, everyone's getting better all the time. The ice is never getting worse, it seems, so...
That's right, yeah. So Kevin Marsh now trying to just chip this corner guard over. If you were here an end ago, you saw this exactly same thing. A couple ends ago.
2 ends ago. Same shot, same side as well. And he makes it perfect. Again.
Keeps that up. We'll be naming a shot after him. Like the Weagle of the Marsh. That doesn't sound so cool. You have to come up with a 2-syllable last name or something to make it work. Yeah. Thurston now for Team Tuma.
Yeah, we were talking in the break about some of the innovations going on. Of course, CM Sports Network, we've got the Japanese commentary on some of the games. Grand Slam of Curling. They started a Cantonese stream in the last slam. One of my teammates, my lead, Ronnie, was doing Cantonese. And I was thinking, if it was in Cantonese, Marsh would be 2 syllables if we translated it. So
is that right?
he could have a shot in Cantonese called the Marsh. That would be 2 syllables.
Huh. That's cool to know. I'll play appeal here. Lots of stuff moving. Well, it's not so bad for Tuma right now. He's still got some things to work with. Yeah, got the corner to work with as well. And just popped over for a second, had a look at the other game. It looks like it's 2-1, I think, Jason, for Gushu after well, in the fourth or after 4, I'm not sure. Probably in the fourth, I guess.
Yeah, it was a tight game there as well. I think they started with a blank. Gushu got 2. I think McDonald got 1, and then Gushu got 1. So it's 3-1.
Oh, it's 3-1 now, is it? Okay, yeah.
They're playing the 5th as well.
Okay. We are broadcasting both semis. So if you have a favorite, whether that be Mike McEwen or Brad Gushu, you can watch them both play, or Tuma or Jordan McDonald. Jordan McDonald, a name that we're probably going to hear for a long time in the curling circles.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's going to be part of the future of Canadian curling for sure.
Some a little trouble with the decision on this one.
Yeah, Mike sees an open rock that they could hit. There's also a corner guard that they could run this corner guard into that rock on the side of the 8.
Yeah, I agree. You could definitely do that. Looks like they're going to play the one that's in the house. If they make this good, you'll probably force Tuma to play the run back on the yellow to try to open it up a little bit, even though he would love not to have to do that. Colton Flash. Good shot. Basically what they were looking to do. Well, Tuma's got his mind made up early on this one. He's going to come right around to the one that Colton just threw.
Yeah, try to get one locked in there for second shot.
Tuma and Strauss are going to have to make some good shots here to be able to turn this around and maybe come up with a couple here in this end.
Trying to carve this over now. Line looks pretty good if they can get it to the inside. Maybe just had a hair more weight. If they had sweeping weight, that would have been a perfect line.
Yeah.
They were waiting for the weight to come off of it and really couldn't carve it early.
So sitting number 3. Looks like they will, Mike McEwen will ask Colton Flash to basically throw that same shot the Tuma squad just threw, just try to get a little more curl out of it. Working fairly hard on this. Not quite get there. Well, I gotta believe you're gonna run that front one here.
Oh yeah, Jim.
Yeah, could actually get the guard plus the 2 rocks in the house and pretty easily. It's not as hard a shot as it sounds, I don't think.
You don't even need to throw tons of weight at it because you just need to move them out of the 4-foot.
Yeah.
Like if you would ever throw it with weight just so you can leave the shooter as another guard. Because right now, even though that redstone looks quite buried, I think you can still hit it out with that inside-out tap. If all the yellows were gone.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So I'd almost like if you could keep this around in front to protect that redstone that you've got in there.
Yeah. Just trying to make it curl a little bit. Not going to get there.
Not quite.
No. Just another one of those that you if you're going to really compete with these guys, you got to make those. Got to at least get a better result than that out of it. I think it's had to at least make contact with something in the house.
Yeah, you can see now Mike had no hesitation of saying we're going to chase this rock. I mean, that's so chaseable without that guard there.
Be a little chilly in the week. I don't know what the temperature is in Martensville, but McEwen's got the winter jacket on. Skipping is a cold job sometimes. Well, it looks like they've changed something here. I'm not quite sure what it is yet. We'll maybe be able to tell in a minute.
You could just guard. I don't think
What's
there's
that?
anything wrong with just guarding.
Yeah.
I think Mike is saying, it's easier to make it if you just come off your own Yellowstone. Just make sure you get it out. That's also a good thought.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you mean, yeah.
Like, there's no need to keep a third Yellowstone around.
Yep.
It's a little bit easier to make.
It does look like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, well thought out. The only thing you want to be careful of is not hitting your yellow one too thin. If you hit it too thin, it'll come off the back of the redstone. Then your two yellows will be behind the tee line. It'll create some backing for Tuma to maybe get a skips deuce out of it.
Yeah.
You want to be pretty thick on your first yellow one so that you stay high. Then you'd force Tuma to almost play a tap. It's a little bit more difficult to negotiate.
So McEwen playing the double, and don't panic. Yes, he's hitting his own.
Yeah, let's stay on the high side. There we go. Nice shot.
Ooh, will he get it out?
Not quite out, though. He hit it a hair too thick.
Yep.
Off the top one.
Well, it's a really, really tough. If you're looking to make a double on this shot, it's really, really tough.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's there, really.
Yeah, I don't either, just because even if you could get kind of almost in the right spot, it probably jams on your outside one, the one out there in the 12-foot anyway. So
yeah, I agree with you. So I think you're going to play a draw here. Either you're going to freeze to that second stone as they're indicating, or you can try to tap the first stone back and just hit second shot for now. You almost judge it as it's coming down, right? If it's going to crash on that top one, then carve it over and tap it back.
Sure. So Kevin signaled right away. We just play the freeze on the back one. Sam says, wait a minute now. I got to throw this. So let's think about this for a little bit longer before you ask me to throw that to that one spot that's about an inch bigger than the circle or bigger than the rock. Don't know if he just can come around there and bump that back enough that just chips both yellows and sits shot.
I think pretty hard to do that.
Yeah.
To sit shot. I almost think if you're going to play the tap, you're going to be resigned to sitting second shot. You better kick one of them far enough back such that you're sitting second shot.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. It's either that or you go ahead and play the draw, but I think the draw is just really, really tough.
Yeah, the amount of real estate is very small.
Yeah.
I mean, the top teams in the world will make that. I see Alina Pats would probably play that draw and make it most of the time. But, those are the #1 teams in the world. And you're not bad, but you're 44th, and you're going to make that just slightly less time. So,
yeah. It's taking a long time on this one. If we had clocks, it would be not good. Time is it? So they've decided anyways. Looks like they're going to do something with these rocks that are in the house.
I think they're going to play the tap. And, we saw them talk about it for a long time. I don't mind the tap here for sure.
Yeah.
We have seen Sam defer away from playing draws and some of the other ends as well when a draw around was a possibility.
Yeah.
He played a lot of hidden rolls instead. So I'm not surprised at this call. And sometimes it's just how the game is going too, right? If you haven't thrown a lot of draws in the whole game, you just don't want to throw a draw at this critical juncture where you have only a few inches of real estate to hit.
Yeah. So coming in here, looks like about a hack weight shot probably.
Yeah, pretty good here. He's going to clip the back one too. And he's going to shit shot. Very nice shot.
Yeah, well done.
So Mike will have to make this careful hit here. Got to negotiate the jam.
Yeah, I think he has lots of room, but it's still it carries some risk. Yeah, it's about as good as Strauss could do, that's for sure. I guess maybe if everything went a slightly less distance, both those rocks, bring them a little bit closer to the redstone, that would have been a little bit better. But man, that's being pretty precise. Because I think also he needed to be shot rock after that shot.
Yeah, at the very least, second shot, and
yeah,
even better now that he's shot.
Yeah. So McEwen trying to just drive the red. Oh, he won't get. Oh, he got by, but just barely. That was so close to.
Very, very close. I'm surprised he took that turn, but.
Yeah, me too a little bit. I know these guys are pretty confident, but at the same time, sometimes safety takes priority. So. Strauss looking at whether or not he can make the double and score 2, and I actually think he can, but man, it is one tough shot.
The weight will have to be perfect here.
Yeah, he's got about
shooters rolling away, so
yeah,
and you got to get both yellows to spring out.
Yeah, really, really hard. And you're right. I mean, he's got probably 7. Let's call it 7 feet of ice to roll to, or somewhere about that. Maybe only 6 feet of ice, depending on where he goes, but. He's going to take a shot at it. I can't really blame him. Getting one here with hammers, you're in the game, but you're so close to not being in the game that it's tough. Right. Yeah.
I agree. I think you got to take a go at this.
So Samuel Strauss now playing a kind of an angled double. You want to call it that, really just a double, but for 2 here in the end number 5. It's in the neighborhood, I think, yeah. Really close.
Really close.
Oh no. Yeah. Great try. Actually, it had to come up a little bit, so probably would have been able to stay without too much difficulty, as it turns out. But McEwen will steal one here in the 5th end, and he will take a 5-1 lead after 5 ends of play here in Martensville. We'll be back right after the break.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
So back for sixth end action here in Martensville, where McEwen leads Tuma 5-1 in semifinal action. The winner of this gets the winner of Gushu and McDonald, which last time I checked were tied at 3. I believe. I don't know if it's changed from that, but so Tuma now have to go hard here to try to. He absolutely needs 2 here, preferably 3, but 2 for sure. Almost on the button there.
Yeah, I mean, good attempt on that double from Sam Strauss. Just jammed it very close to making it. Need to come up maybe another inch or so, but they'll have another chance here. You can see Team McEwen, they're considering feeling their own guard. I think they wanted that first one in the rings, not as a guard.
Yeah.
I think they were probably going to go 2 in the rings with a 4-point lead. They've decided to not peel it and just go around everything. And yes, you are right. It is a 3-3 scoreline. Jordan McDonald came back with 2 points in the 5th end to take that game back to a tie, going to 6. And I know Jordan McDonald is sitting pretty nicely in the 6th end to steal here as well. So we'll keep you up to date.
That would be big. 6th end, big end to score, especially in a tie game. So Tuma now looking to split the corners up. Kaufman threw a nice shot on the first one. Trying to duplicate that with the other turn. This one looks a little heavier. You don't want this to slide into the rings. You really don't want it to slide in the rings. And it will not. So a couple corners to work with. McEwen now will take his own corner guard off, or his own center guard off. Accidental center guard. And it will go away, and
yeah, Kevin's saying to your brother, I'll fix your mistakes for you.
Yep.
All right, time to use those corners.
Yeah, opportunity now for Tuma with 2 corners up. Very early in the end, obviously, only second stones, but coming around the short one. This looks really good. Very nicely done. So McEwen looking to drive, maybe drive this long one. May not play that yet, we'll see. Seggy ball.
Yeah, you can probably get the shooter to come across to the other side of the sheet, maybe catch the guard, or if they're a bit thin, maybe even the one in the house.
Yeah. Flash on just for about 3 brush strokes.
And just over the top.
So interesting call here for Tuma. Down 4 makes it a little bit more difficult to just decide what to do here.
Yeah, because you know that if you just get 2, you're going to be down by 2. You're going to either have to give 1 to take 3 and win in an extra, or go steal, steal, steal. So you'd love to find a way to get 3 out of this if you can, but it's not too inviting at the moment. I'm not sure about drawing open, though. I almost think you either play some sort of a freeze on that yellow stone, maybe go behind the yellow stone, make Mike run the yellow stone in, maybe.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. I would agree. The wide open shot just seems not like a good idea when you're trying to maybe score 3.
If you're only down 4-1, the wide open, it's not a bad thought. You take 2, force 1, take 2, take 1 in the extra. The math can kind of work for you if everything goes right. But when you're down by 4 in this situation, you kind of have to force the math to work for you. It's not just going to happen.
No. So he's trying to get around this yellow, but don't think he's going to. Is he going to get by? He will not.
Yeah, they got lazy on that.
Yeah, they've had a few, Jason? They've had probably almost a handful. They've had 2, maybe 3 or 4 sweep calls that really were not good, and they didn't look like terribly hard sweep calls to make. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I thought maybe they thought the rock was running pretty well, so it was. But as you get later in the end, and we're not down there to see the ice, right on ice level and being sweeping with them. But the ice can tighten up, especially down the middle, right? And this is going down the middle there. Can start to fudge up a little bit, slow down a little bit quicker. Sometimes you just need to keep that broom down to make sure it's gliding.
It certainly seemed close enough that you could afford to get by that guard, or by that, not guard, the rock there. That was a great shot.
Yeah, very good.
Wonderful shot by Colton Flash.
You still got a chance, though. You can still lay down a corner freeze here.
Yeah. Going to have another look at this one by Colton. Out turn with lots of weight. Hit a half a rock or so. Take out all the reds. Very nicely done.
Yeah, he's such a big guy. Generates so much power, and you can see he doesn't even kind of extend or push the rock when he releases that for that heel.
No, it's all right out of the hack he's got there. So. So that certainly messes things up a little bit for Team Tuma. They still do have 1 rock to work with. Well, kind of 1 or 2, depending on how you want to word it. But
get this freeze down first.
It's a good shot, yeah.
Yeah, it's not shot, but it's in front. It's buried, so mostly buried. I think you still pick it. Yeah, you still see a piece. That's the side that curls, going inside out, center line to the wings. So as long as you get one of the 2, right? You err on hitting the guard, or if you miss, right?
Well, exactly, yes.
And Team Tuma still needs to move your Yellowstone anyway, so.
And he will get a hold of it, yeah.
Yeah. Made it so it looks so easy.
Do you think that's, like, if you look at the other option on that shot, he could just draw open side 4 foot, let's say. You're going to have one more look at this. He picks it clean, but he does. It means he's left the similar shot again.
Yeah, he's left a better chance, right? Because the Yellowstone is now pushed back. You can now freeze to it and probably be shot stone. Before it was quite difficult to freeze and be shot. Now you can freeze and be shot.
Yeah.
So you're right, Jim. There is some merit to just going to the wings. And like we said, even if you didn't pick it out, they still have to make your yellow one move, right?
Yeah. So Tuma now will try that similar shot they just threw, basically freezing to 1 on the tee line. Pretty light, I think. Oh, I didn't know what they were doing there. It looked like they were just going to kick the rock away. Oh, what happened there? It seems odd.
Not sure.
That short, yeah. And it seemed early. I don't know. He might have grabbed a little something. Might have done something like that, or he might have just pulled the string. That does happen. McEwen now will split the rings. Force Strauss to make a decision. Probably will ignore it. Might freeze to that yellow again. And hope somehow he ends a double, some kind of double on his final one. Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on where this one ends up.
Yeah, no matter what happens here, I mean, Tuma, they'll need to try to figure out a way to get 2 out of this situation, even if it's trying to lay down a perfect freeze here.
Yeah.
You're just too late in the game now to blank this end.
That's pretty much perfect, I think, for where he wanted to be.
Yeah,
you
that was
you
called.
don't want to be too much higher than that, just because you might leave a double and some kind of a double and roll up behind the Reds, but you'd have to be quite a bit higher probably to have that happen. But
Yeah, but even, a little bit higher, as you said, you might not be able to blast it either because it could jam into the other yellow one if you're on the corner, so.
I think my call here, Jason, is to play that freeze, maybe freeze, tap it a little bit, make sure I'm number 2.
Yeah, make sure you're number 2. I agree. This one will be the harder one to remove. If you freeze to the one they're pointing at, which is open, the blast is much easier. You have to be perfectly locked on.
Yeah.
If you go to the other one, well, you won't be shot rock. It's be much more difficult to remove. And at this stage of the game, you are, you're scratching a bit, right? You need a miss. So
yeah.
Well, I don't know what it is about Martensville and me commentating. I always feel like I'm on this sheet with the container guy. Every draw, it seems like I've got that ad behind me, and I'm still wondering who the container guy is. So if you're watching, you let me know who you are.
Yeah. I don't know if we have cameras on all the sheets or not, but... So here comes a freeze attempt for Sam Strauss.
We're curling a bit. Won't be shot stone.
No.
Mike will just pick it out, I think. He won't even worry about losing his own stone. He knows that if a blank happens, it's just fine, as long as you're not giving up 2.
Yeah, exactly. Golden flash on the brush. Might have made the blank a little easier if it had hit that one, but... He pretty much has to try to blank it.
I think so. I don't think you can take one at this stage, be 3 down with no hammer.
Playing 7, no, I agree.
Take the blank here. Hope for the best in 7. Maybe you can find a way to get 3 there. Then try to steal the 8th. Steal the extra.
Yeah. Needs to get by the red guards, and he will. Yeah, very nice throw. Wasn't that easy of a shot, but nice throw for Sam Strauss. But he will trail by 4 at 5-1 when we come back from the break.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
So we're back, and Team Tuma has to find a way, Jason, to generate some points. Certainly, in they only have one so far, so they need to find a way to get probably 3 this end to have any kind of chance.
Yeah, I agree with you. So guard goes up. Mike may decide to play the tap where you push this guard into the rings and then hit it on the next stone.
Yeah.
The good thing that Team Tuma did was leave this as the high guard, the one guard. I'm assuming they were going to go double corners, a 1 and a 3. Leaving this high makes this tap into the rings much more difficult. There's much more distance.
Yeah.
You might end up just tapping it across to the other corner, like a 3 corner on the other side. So let's see if they can make it, though. So yeah, they're just tapping to the other corner, I think. Will it get in? He's deciding whether to sweeping or not. Pretty good shot. Really good shot. It is still a corner, so still usable.
The Marsh boys have been good at that. That's those are not easy shots. Those kind of types of shots. You don't play them very often. You don't probably practice them a whole lot. So Tuma with a short corner, but we have seen that there's lots of curls, so short corner is not a bad thing.
Yep, but the challenge now is trying to keep these guards in a position where there's no double peel. And it's hard because if you have to go short again, and I don't think you want to go quite that short, because if you get around it, it's a much easier run as well.
Yeah.
McEwen was a straight hitter, right? So even though Marsh didn't get that one further out to the side or pushed it in and could hit it, that tight corner was definitely less dangerous than where it was before, where there would have been double corners. So
yeah. So
now they're playing that same
that
same tick shot that Kevin's made twice already.
Yeah.
And it's the same size, same turn again. So I think same turn at least. Yeah. Looks close again.
Yeah, really close.
All right, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, very nicely done. That's, that was probably the hardest one they've had of the 3 so far.
That's
because
right.
it was so close to the wall. Or
And
the
he rolled it
boards.
so perfectly to the middle, into the rings, which is exactly what you want to do. So like we said, we don't know what's happening with all the teams and this team as well. But Kevin, if you're trying to build up a portfolio or resume, you take these 3 clips and put them in your video package for the other teams to have a look at.
Yeah. Coleman Thurston now for Team Tuma. We're probably trying to figure out how can we make anything work here. We've done the right things when it comes to corners and whatnot, but the McEwen team's just been too good at moving them around.
Yeah, that whole lineup, up and down the lineup, Colton really hasn't missed anything. The only shot I can remember Mike missing was one little hit and roll early in the game. That might have been the end where they got the 2. Got a mistake right after, I guess, and he still had the open hit for 2. So that's really the only shot I can remember Team McEwen missing, really.
Yeah, there's
one
not
little
many.
hit and roll out.
There has not been many, that's for sure.
Yeah, makes that double. Okay, yeah.
Kevin Tuma's looking for the white flag right about now, I think, probably. Thinking, man, just making everything look so easy. See this come in, get about probably half rock again. Take out the red and then sit. Almost sit for a perfect guard. Well, the only thing went wrong was he didn't stay right in front of those yellows.
Yeah, a little bit of a pocket to work with here.
Yeah.
They've thrown up a guard, though. Maybe that was called. I don't know. I thought they were indicating going to the pocket, but...
Yeah, maybe thinks that's just a little early.
Yeah, just a little bit too early. You don't want them blasting. You have no other guards, so just try to delay this for a little bit.
Yep.
And now they've indicated go to the pocket. And that stone that's in the top 12, that yellow stone, that still can be used as a guard. You can definitely draw around it to the back of the 4, back of the 8.
Yeah. That's a nice shot. Would like to get in there right on top, but still pretty good effort.
Yeah, but shouldn't be a tough blast for Colton here.
Yeah.
I think McEwen would probably like to lose one of those yellow stones as well. And that should happen. No matter how he hits this, he should lose one of those yellow stones that's sitting there already.
Yeah. Well, only 3 rocks to come. Tuma needs to find a way to count preferably all of them, but have another look at this shot by Colton Flash. And picks it out pretty nicely off his own first.
Yeah, played really good all day, all week. Trying to tap this rock that's in the... Did he just burn it? I think he slipped a little bit and yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he called the infraction on himself. He just looked like he slipped a little bit and burned it, and that's too bad.
That is. Yeah, I missed that actually, so.
It's always tough as a sweeper when that happens. It's especially if it's a good-looking shot.
Yeah. So McEwen sitting pretty good here with 3 in the house. 2 of them biting the button.
Yeah, it only skips stones to come, so he knows Tuma can't score more than 2 here. And he could probably put this game away here with a couple of good shots. Start with the guard here. Yeah, this is perfect. Jim, I don't know how you get 2 out of this situation.
No, I agree. I don't. I just don't see it at all.
You lay down a freeze there, and you're not shot rock, and I don't know how you get a second one in.
Yeah, I don't think you can get around to the top yellow. If you get around there, if you get around to there, and if you could bump it to the back of the 4-foot, sit in front of it, you might have some kind of play on your next one for 2. But Tuma's got the hat off already, so he's kind of like might be giving up on this one. But let's try to get one in there for starters. But I don't know. He's got to kind of move. That yellow's got to move a little bit.
Yeah, I almost not even sure that's there. I mean, the only thing I can see, I'm not even sure that port is there, is can you get between the 2 yellow stones so that you can actually hit the rock that's in the top 4 on the side that it's being covered on. If you can, that might be the only way to squeeze one in there first, and you won't be shot, but at least you'll open up the front. Right now, your problem is the McEwen stones are in the top of the button is covering the whole scoring area.
Yeah,
and you're not moving.
Yeah, if you freeze to the back one, you're only getting one for sure because that
you can just no guard.
Yeah.
McEwen doesn't even have to play a shot here. He just throw a guard. And right now you're not even shot. So good shot though.
Yeah, very nice shot. It's going to score at 4-4, but it's not going to be good. There's no other way to.
They had to look at the wide red stone, but that won't clip the yellow flush enough to stay there. It will.
No.
You can only hit kind of the back part of that yellow stone that's shot rock, so it won't stick around. I think you just guard here, and there'll be no shot for 2.
Mike McEwen's final stone in end number 7 might be the final stone of the game for him, quite possibly. Tuma not in great shape there, and if Mike throws a guard of any kind here, he may not even be able to score. Trying to move it over a little bit.
Looks just fine to me.
Yeah. McEwen with a great day. Really can't do anything wrong in this one pretty much, so probably might be a way to score 1 here, but I don't know what it is exactly. I guess you hit the center yellow, make the double on the 2 yellows that are in the house. If it'll go by the red, I don't know, but or the yellow or the high yellow on the red and squeeze it in there maybe. Either way, I'm not betting a lot on this shot. Samuel Strauss, final rock, 7th end. Playing a run back. Multiple rock shot for 1. Whoops, got the wrong one. And McEwen will pick up 3, and that will end this one. McEwen final score will be 8-1. It wasn't quite an 8-1 game, but McEwen really dominated this, I think, Jason. Total control, really, from the first end on, I think.
Yeah, no mistakes, really, from their team. We talked about it this last end. I can only really remember 1 missed shot and 1 little rollout, and they still got to that end. So really well controlled. And when they had the hammers, they took advantage. When they didn't have hammer, they had Team Strauss and under a lot of pressure. And a lot of that pressure when they didn't have hammer on Team Strauss was because of those couple of ticks off of the guard, moving the guard away, moving your own shooter into the middle, and Kevin March made 3 of those. So
Yeah, they were going to be tough to beat no matter how well you played today, and it just wasn't meant to be. But pretty good finish for Tuma. His semifinal finish in this event, nothing wrong with that, really. McEwen will move on to the final to play the winner of Gushu and McDonald. That game is still going on if you want to jump over to the other feed and catch the 8th end. They're in the 8th end in that one. So with McDonald leading by 2 now, leading 5-3 in the 8th, but Gushu having hammers. So there you go. So McDonald looking pretty good in that one. And we will say goodbye from Martensville for our game. For Jason Chang, myself, Jim Nix, for Matthew and Carly on production and cameras. Thanks very much for taking this one in with us. And we look forward to seeing you the next time on the Stadium Sports Network. So long.
Hey, Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!